15 proven tips for women to be better in bed. We've compiled this handy guide of 15 proven tips for women to help spice up your life. Women are supposed to be the complicated ones. Yet, men can be just as complex, even though they probably would never admit it. Males can stay more tight-lipped about their bedroom desires than what most women expect. 1. Harness the power of your own confidence. Confidence in the bedroom can be a massive turn-on for your partner. If you really struggle with your own perceptions of body image, you can ease your way into things by turning off the lights, blindfolding him so he can only feel what you do, picking out something to wear that makes you feel better about your body, being mindful of what your own inner voice is saying. Positive thoughts can boost confidence, e.g., I am so unattractive versus to feel more confident. It is important that you keep in mind that he is looking at your body and not you. You may see all the flaws and negatives, but he sees a sensual and beautiful woman, and he's most likely to be thrilled with your every movement. 2. Use the power of touch beyond the genitals. Learn about a man's erogenous zones and use that knowledge in the bedroom. Believe it or not, guys like to be touched sensuously just as much as women. Rub your hands along his thighs in a teasing way. Caress his shoulders and back as you press your own body against his. Cup his face, stroke his cheeks, or comb your fingers through his hair. This sensuous touch can really heighten your partner's senses. 3. Don't be afraid to give new things a try. It is hard to know what new things either of you like if you only ever try the same things. Some guys are hesitant to give new things a try because they fear a female's reaction. So, taking the lead and showing him you're willing to try something new is bound to make things more interesting and exciting. 4. Use oral tips for women to your and his advantage. There are so many ways to put your hands to work while using your mouth, such as cupping, gently squeezing, and lightly tugging his scrotum, forming a fist around his shaft and gripping firmly as you move up and down, using short pumps and squeezes to stimulate his head with your fingers. Don't be afraid to ask him if he likes something you're doing with your mouth and hands. The entire ordeal can be really arousing for both of you. 5. Stay focused on the moment. You may find yourself thinking about your long list of things to do or stressing about a project you need to finish at work. Just as you need to practice mindfulness in other areas of your life. 6. Get vocal. It's one of the best tips for women. Getting vocal is all about just opening your mouth and letting the thoughts slip out. If something feels good, express it. If you want him in a certain position, let him know. If you feel like groaning, moaning, or breathing heavy, don't hold back. Your partner is going to find all your vocalizations arousing, and it can even arouse you in the process. 7. Speak up when your partner does something you like or don't. Just as all those feel-good vocalizations are a good thing, so is speaking up and letting your partner know what you like. Likewise, a guy is only going to know you dislike something if you let him know. Guys often struggle to know whether they're doing it right and you're enjoying their efforts. Speaking up when you do like something and gently leading him elsewhere. 8. Consider fulfilling your partner's fantasies or opening up about yours. If you're a little shy about sharing your fantasy aloud, make a game out of jotting down different fantasies on paper with an agreement that this will be a judgment-free experience. Stuff the written fantasies in a box or bag and pull one out the next time the two of you are in the heat of the moment. Fantasies can have themes, involve certain roles, or even just be associated with certain scenarios. In any case, these imaginative ideas should be shameless and guilt-free. If you pluck out a fantasy that has you a little concerned or makes you uncomfortable, talk about it. Find out what it is about the fantasy that is arousing to your partner and work off of that. 9. Keep an open mind. In some situations, women are put off by the idea that their partner is aroused by the sight of another woman or by certain scenarios. However, if you can get to the root of what it is about the woman or the scenario that is enticing to him, learning how to appreciate this fact can be one of the best tips for women to remember, because it allows a man to be himself without feeling ashamed or guilty. 10. Don't take the loss of erection or premature ejaculation personally. Just move on. It happens to all guys at some point, and there's not necessarily anyone to blame. Overreacting to the situation is going to make him feel embarrassed, awkward, and emasculated, even more so than what he may be feeling without you saying a word. So, instead of pointing it out and taking it to heart, shift gears. Try something else and resurrect the moment. Whether it is teasing his erogenous zones, letting him watch you do some self-pleasing, or sensuously nibbling and kissing on his neck and ears, try to take his mind off what happened so he can naturally grow aroused again. 11. Compliment your partner outside and inside the bedroom. A confident man is going to perform better, and you have the power to make him feel that way. Try letting him know how he is when he slips off his tie and loosens his top buttons. Whisper compliments about his body or body parts while out together in public. Tell him how incredibly tasty he looks when he is aroused and waiting for you in bed. These little compliments can really give his confidence levels a boost when it gets down to the good stuff. 12. Try to get aroused instead of always waiting for arousal. You can learn a lot about how your body responds before arousal in the process. It can mean you are missing a lot of good opportunities to have a satisfying encounter with your partner. 13. Learn to appreciate the spur-of-the-moment encounter. Intimacy, cuddling, and affection are amazing and important, but sometimes it's great to just have no expectations, no plans, pure pleasure. Spur of the moment can be initiated by either party, so be bold and start creating the spontaneity you desire. You may have more fun than you imagine. 14. Ask him to pitch in more around the house. I call this chore play. It can be hard to get in the mood if you're always taking on the lion's share of housework and childcare. If your partner can step up more around the house, it will give you more time to practice self-care, such as hitting the gym, going to the salon, taking a warm bubble bath, and just being able to decompress. So let your partner know that chore play might lead to more pleasure for him in the long run. 15. Take time to nurture that emotional connection.